All right, thank you, Chris, James, and Sharky. Once again, it is now time for the second half of the top 8 to begin. Let's do it, baby. Introductions, please. First up is the megastar of Classic Tetris. You all love me! And our next competitor taking on Meme is your favorite social media superstar. He's tired of hearing that he's a great guy on TikTok, so he's gonna win the world championship now. It's Myles! And in the other set of matches that are going on, it is the last international hope. He is representing the Super Mario speedrunning community. This is iBall! And our final competitor to be announced, taking on iBall, is a Final Four finalist last year, looking to recreate that magic. It's Tristop!
Everybody, join in with us for the countdown starting at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Chris. Stop.
We definitely have a lot of fan favorites here. A lot of these, a lot of players here that have a loud cheering squad.
Yeah, especially iBall here with the, I guess the speedrunning community really showed up for support.
I heard in his interview earlier, he didn't do so well in the Super Mario Speedrun tournament, but you know, here he is in the top 8 here, so.
Already a Tetris superstar.
Yep, but little needs to get down into that column 7 right there. Finally gets in there, but has a double. Yeah, double. Okay, plays it a little bit safe and says, you know what, I'm not going to chase it.
And yeah, I could just burn it off the top like that.
Yep. That T-piece will help a lot in clearing that out. And yeah, you can see there, I-piece maybe a little too early. Wow, okay. Let's get the I-burst while there's one block blocking that column over there.
Myles and me neck and neck early on. Myles, YouTube superstar, now deep into the, a top 8 in CTWC. Meme just on a tear through so many different events over the past year. Meme with so much momentum.
Oops. A little bit of a misdrop right there for Myles. But yeah, Meme coming fresh from that Genesis win. A very, very dominating Genesis win.
Yeah, not just the Genesis win, but Meme also won Detroit, the very next event after Genesis as well. And in that one, I believe played Cole in the finals.
iBall having to take some burns up over there. And that's going to allow Tristop to take a 2 Tetris lead.
Nice tuck over here from Tristop. And looks like the pieces up top have been a bit of a challenge for iBall to deal with.
Both of them are having to burn off the top there in a drought.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Not able to use those bars for anything anyway.
Yeah, neither player was able to. They had to use both the bars just to build up the left.
Yeah, and let's iBall, like, great placements there to knock that down. Gets to use the long bar, try to open that back up. You're one burn away. iBall's clean. Tristop still burning off the top. Boom, Tetris for iBall.
Great survival and a Tetris for Tristop as well. 208 up top for Tristop, 146 for iBall. Down at the bottom, 261, make that 284 for Meme, and 240 for Myles.
Yeah, Meme up by 2 Tetrises. Myles firing back there, reducing it to 1. Yeah, now Tristop and iBall out of that kind of a rough sequence that caused them to have to cover up the wells are now in position to build up and score again. Yeah, Tristop
That's
just
so unfortunate for Tristop. 3 long bars back to back to back. Couldn't use a single one for Tetris.
dispose of them to the left side, but Tristop's rolling speed is just off the charts, able to dispose of those pieces like a towering trash can there. Look at that. Got another box, chuck it over.
Couple of skims kind of being forced over here from iBall, but looks like things are under control despite how chaotic these piece sequences seem to be. Looks like both players up top should be fine. Meme with a lot of overhangs here, holding up for the long bar. It's gonna be a triple. Now the stack has been cleaned up.
But you can really tell Meme really going for efficiency, not wanting to use any of those pieces for unnecessary burns. And Myles with a slight lead now. Bags down another Tetris. 402,000 points at 86 lines. Good pace there. 79% Tetris rate, James Chen.
And
Meme with some misshifting.
Yeah, and this is going to allow Myles to continue to further build that lead because just has a clean stack. And this isn't a dirty Tetris for Meme either. There is that hole that's down at the bottom. So it's going to have to really excavate this all the way.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher situation with single line clears to have to deal with this. This could turn into a dirty, but Meme opts to go for the safer route and is going to burn back down. Myles has pulled ahead, now 100,000 points in the lead. Nice tuck there by Myles.
Still very close game up top, separated by just under half a Tetris for iBall and Tristop as Tristop finds a column 4.
Yeah, column 4 getting some love these past couple of games. And we are neck and neck up on top between Tristop and iBall. Another Tetris for Tristop. iBall also Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for iBall. Now down on the bottom, both players having to do some line clears to get back Tetris ready. They are. Boom, Tetris for Myles. Increasing the lead to almost 7.5 Tetrises.
Yeah, you can see the clear contrast in the Tetris rates right now, 50 to 80% here. And for the transition here, you see Meme transitioning to level 19.
Yeah, first to get there on the bottom match, and both players up on top have hit level 19.
Yeah, and in contrast up there, they're both at 64% Tetris rate, so they are going neck and neck up there.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, Tetris for Tristop and iBall. So Myles has reached the transition with a 640, highest out of all 4 players. Looking to make a statement here early on. And of course, this is Myles' second time being in top 8, if I'm not mistaken, because last year, Myles had to play Dog and had phenomenal matches phenomenal games up against Dog, but that was in that top 8. So Myles looking to go to top 4 to make his deepest run yet.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. The deep run now from Myles. This is Myles' chance to really make a mark after so many high placing attempts.
Nice setups over here from Meme.
By the way, I just want to say that we had another donation from Tecate for $100 saying, "Let's go, iBall, ball, Mario hype." So thank you again.
Does that mean I have to do a 3, 2, 1, iBall, ball? You can hear that speedrunning cheering section going off, popping off for iBall.
Tetris is up top as both players just continuing to really weather these pieces, and things are just not getting any further apart.
There's a Tristop long bar disposal company doing its job there.
Yeah, look at this. There's a 14-piece drought now. Yeah, having to deal with this drought. Oh, man. Always coming at the worst times possible. There it is, finally.
Boom, Tetris for Tristop.
The drought management is insane, and I love that play from iBall. Waiting for it, beautifully done, and is rewarded for the play.
Tristop and iBall just tearing it up. They're right in line with each other, neck and neck this whole way. Boom, Tetris for Tristop.
Crazy maneuverability over there for iBall. And gets rewarded. Not with one, but with 2 Tetrises. 887 as iBall now officially takes a 1 Tetris lead. Down at the bottom, 975 for Myles, 846 for Meme. Myles, of course, behind by almost a full level, too, but a couple of misdrops.
Yep. Okay,
hold on.
Handle
Whoa,
that.
The setup is insane.
Yeah,
look at that.
You love
right
that.
up.
And perfect, just like that. Not a problem.
And finishes that
max
with
out.
the max. As soon as I saw the vision, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's like, hey, that's perfect for a box. There's a box.
It's always beautiful to see those creative solves like that.
Okay, max for Tristop up on top. iBall just waiting for the long bar to do the same.
This match up top is just so freaking close.
iBall and Tristop into the level 29 speeds. iBall not far behind.
Yep, all 4 players now having maxed out. Like I said, maxing out these days basically is the norm.
Yep. Okay.
It is the prerequisite, but right now Tristop is in trouble. A couple hangs over there to the right, can't get anything over, and iBall takes game number 1.
Ooh, and you could even see iBall's expression right there is like, oh, okay, cool. I can chill for a second here.
And you know, watching Tristop play so many perfect games lately, that almost feels like an early top out of sorts from Tristop.
Right.
Uncharacteristic.
Can you imagine, like, back in the day saying a max out game was an early top out?
It felt like that. It's just like we're so used to seeing Tristop just
Right.
hammering down Tetrises on level 29 speed like they're nothing. And that's a rare, Tristop made it into the 29 but wasn't able to capitalize on it like he usually does. Okay, now the players on the bottom are in that.
Yeah, and they're looking to capitalize. Meme with a 1.2 now, just under 2 Tetrises behind Myles. And look at the aggression. Myles on the column 9 long bar.
Look
Another
how clean they're playing.
Oh, it's only a triple right there for Meme. Yeah, wanted to stay a little bit safe, burned down, and could not get the Tetris set up there.
Another triple force by Meme, but another Tetris by Myles, and we see this a lot with players. Once they start getting going on this post-29 speed, that's a really hard momentum for them to stop, as Meme now set up for a Tetris of her own.
Takes a triple off the top.
All right, and we see a tough situation here for
Has
Myles.
to do some cleanup now.
Yeah, a couple of misdrops like that. Now,
Secret
look at
grade.
that J piece over there is going to really... Oh, never mind. Got the I piece over there. And again, the power of rolling.
Boom, Tetris or Meme.
Look at this.
Meme is coming back, but also at the same time, Myles is behind by a full level, so there is more scoring potential.
That's right.
So Meme has to continue this aggression. It does so. Another Tetris for Meme, and now we're separated by less than a Tetris.
Super kill screen incoming.
Needs an eye piece. Needs an eye piece. Get
Boom,
it over
Tetris
there.
for Meme.
Dirty Tetris. But a misdrop right after, and the hangs on the left. Now Meme has to get the eye piece.
Oh, does not get a five tap. That's going to be a tap out. Myles is ahead and wins the first round.
And again, remember
1.5.
how I was talking about this. We see this time and time again when you're like, they need that eyepiece, and they get the eyepiece, and they get like a dirty Tetris, and then right away a piece that they can't get all the way to the side because you're so focused on that one. You're
not allowed to relax. You think that, yes, I finally got the Tetris I was going for. Nope, you're still going. You have to still make these placements.
All right, here we go. Next match in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And you know, obviously before we added the super kill screen, survival was super important, but as you can see, it's still really important here because, Myles had that misdrop and then was able to clean it back up and keep playing and live. And so that survival skill is still so valuable at the fastest speeds.
What a match all around.
Yeah, already just so much drama, just action-packed.
Ooh, what? I like that adjustment from iBall. Guess the J pieces are a tuck, and guess what? We opened up with a small drought, only 21 pieces.
But yeah, you can really tell when the stack is that high, and they're just like waiting for it and doing what birds they can.
Yeah, again, anyone new to watching this, you can get those long droughts. A lot of the modern Tetrises prevent those droughts,
That's right.
but not this version. It's just a random on basically every piece.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed the long bar. In fact, I believe the longest drought that we have on video was actually during a stream from Harry Hong, where he ran into, I believe it was a 108-piece drought. Wow.
No.
Yes, the drought was so long it couldn't fit in one Twitch clip.
Oh my God. How recent was this?
This was like maybe a year. It's really recent.
Wow.
Yeah, so you could be in a situation where it just never comes, and the best players are going to still be able to survive even under those circumstances.
That's insanity. Because, just probability-wise, like, it's got to come sooner or later, and it just doesn't.
101, not 108. But still, over 100.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, finally Meme getting that J piece that she's been kind of holding out for, and does manage to get a Tetris, but the board is in a really critical state right now.
Yeah, Myles with the Vits there, managing to keep it clean.
When you have when you have a board kind of like how Meme has, sometimes the pieces play for you. You don't have the option to move them to different places.
I actually like the way that Meme attempted to solve that, standing the S up vertically to keep all the burns on the same level as those O's. It was something very strategic.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really good setup there, minimizing the damage or having to build on top of other holes in the stack.
And that's actually going to be able to dig
right
out
back
that
up.
column right there.
And it's
Gonna
clean,
go for the Tetris
yeah,
instead.
and also ready for the next couple of long bars to get more Tetrises.
Yeah, and the good thing for Meme right now too is that during that little period of time, Myles was also not having as clean of a build right there, so not too far behind actually in Tetris rate.
Yeah,
Hi,
right
James.
now, 311, or make that 317 for Tristop, 357 for iBall, currently in the lead by just under 2 Tetrises. Down at the bottom, 281 for Myles, and 243 for Meme.
And
Myles
boom,
in the lead.
dirty Tetris for Tristop. Nicely done.
Yeah, Tristop setting up column 4 there. Column 4 being rather popular in the top 16. Boom, Tetris for Tristop, there it is.
But it is double line piece dependent right now, so there's
Gets
one.
one.
And going to be able to shift the entire well back.
Those 2 J pieces were absolutely perfect. Sometimes the pieces just feel like they fall perfectly in place.
Yeah.
And other times it feels like you're just fighting against them.
And another drought.
Almost kind of feels like a you live by the sword, die by the sword kind of thing,
Some good efficiency up top, 76%.
iBall needing a tuck right there. Finally gets it cleaned out. Okay. And again, one thing you got to remember when you're playing at, NES Tetris, there's no reward for back-to-back. So, if you have to do burns like that, it's not a problem at all.
You're not going to miss out on points from a lack of a back-to-back.
Right.
In the sense of like a back-to-back bonus. I mean, if you're burning, then you're definitely losing out on some scoring potential. But you don't have to worry it's like, oh, I'm missing out on a bonus because I'm not getting a back-to-back.
Right.
Yeah. Meme's been clean for a while and has caught up in score.
Oh, yeah, you see the head shake right there from iBall.
Ooh.
He is just getting exactly the wrong pieces that he wants.
Oh, nice solve there.
I think the fact that he got out of that the way he did, that might have been some of the pieces that he wanted.
Yes, for sure. Or at least just getting creative with the pieces that you're given, which is essentially the skill that a lot of these players have, especially in a game with no hold and only one preview.
Everyone can score Tetrises when the long bars are flowing and the pieces are right. But what truly separates the top players from the players that are just good or just great is that they are able to adapt to the worst sets of pieces.
Yeah, and look at this iBall setting up Vits for himself, but that means he's double I-bar dependent.
Yeah.
One and
Oh, nice. There you go.
you're 2 for 2 for today.
Okay, both Meme and iBall have hitting that level 19 speed, and Tristop as well. All 4.
Ooh, nice micro adjustment right there from Tristop. Meme having to clean up her board a little bit.
Yeah, board's getting a little jagged down there.
That looks almost like a TGM board right there.
Yeah, make it easier to get pieces over to the side. But Myles also having to do some cleanup as well.
Yeah. So both Having to do some burns.
Unfortunately, Meme still not even set up for a Tetris because couldn't get something into that row 4 in column 1.
Yeah, both boards are starting to get a little dicey here.
Yeah, Myles.
Oh, you're right.
A lot of danger.
Oh, boy.
Having to go for these alternative solutions just because the pieces that he wants is not falling on.
Yeah, and when your options are so limited, it can get more and more jagged.
Meme now, Tetris ready, knocks down Tetris, takes the lead, but our attention is locked in on Myles as he's trying to downstack this. Nice tuck over there.
Yeah. Again, like I said, sometimes the pieces you get.
No, he's not going to go for it.
Doesn't-
Smart.
Doesn't feel like you really have much of a choice on where to put them. And the place that you're almost kind of forced to drop them is not optimal. Where's the eyepiece? Oh, wow. Okay. Not going to chase it.
Excellent management there by Myles.
Yeah, playing
keeping
it very
the
safe.
weight off of that.
Nice.
Great down stacking. And the eyepiece is going to help burn a double, and Myles
nice.
is going to survive that dig. And iBall, small misdrop. Now Meme kind of back into a small burn.
Meme has reversed the deficit and is now in the lead.
Just needs an L or a J. There we go. Gets the J. And now, where's the eyepiece? We got a 27
Oh yeah,
piece, a
the
30
drought
piece.
for both players, just at the right
There
time.
it
Boom,
is.
Tetris for Meme. And boom, Tetris for Myles.
Yep.
Back in business on both boards here.
Yep, both of them getting that Tetris on the exact same piece.
Meanwhile, up on top, Tristop 906 and iBall 912. We are neck and neck.
Players are closing in on that level 29 transition.
Yeah, you can see they're all on level 26. They're all playing at basically the same pace. Ooh, interesting little situation there for Myles, but I love the way he handled it. And Tristop, the first one to get to the max out here.
Yep.
Who started that cowbell tradition? Was that Bidwell?
Pretty sure it was Bidwell.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think also.
Uh-oh, mischief from iBall. Needs to get a 5-tap to the left to fill that in. Okay, did a line burn down.
Ooh,
nice.
Probably gets
There
it.
it is.
Dirty Tetris for iBall, keeping the board alive, and with that, is going to get a max out as well.
There you go, and gonna burn through there just like that.
Yeah, wisely down stacking here to get prepare for higher speed
But
play.
now, where is the I piece or the J piece? And yeah,
Another
little bit
eyepiece,
high.
there it is.
Oh!
Tetris for iBall, keeping things alive, and the
Yeah.
board is brought all the way down to the bottom.
Tristop also about to hit level 29 speed.
That was just one of the super uncomfortable transitions to level 29, I'll tell you. But iBall handled it like a champ.
Now, all players on level 29 speed. Meme just up by only a Tetris. As Myles trying to open up the well. Well is now open. Tetris ready, but long bar nowhere to be found. And iBall is going to top out at 1,088,000. Tristop evens things up, but our attention focuses at the bottom. We're separated by a couple hundred points
So
for a
close.
moment.
Myles has to do some burns to get it back under control. Boom, Tetris for Meme, 992.
You know, as close as this is between the two players, if Meme doesn't take this one, it's not going to feel close, because that means Myles will be up 2-0.
There it is. Tetris for Meme, able to narrowly escape a seemingly dangerous situation. Another Tetris for Meme.
Tetris.
Wow.
The lead is building up here. Over 2.5 Tetrises in the
Yeah,
lead.
both players playing so aggressively here. Neither content to line out. Look at those Tetrises raining down from Meme. Up to 185,000 point lead now. 4 Tetrises ahead.
Yeah, I know when, you know, early days when we were commentating, we used to talk about people pushing each other, kind of making them play aggressive. At this point in time, all these opponents, I feel like there's almost no other choice but to play aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow, another drought.
sometimes this drought is a lengthy one too. Myles, nice flat burns,
Nice.
staying alive, but Meme was able to find the Tetris out of that. Now a 5 Tetris lead.
Yeah, unfortunately for Myles, has not been able to get any Tetrises in this situation during this clean here. Even if a line bar came right now, it would still have only been a triple. But now, here we go, Tetris ready, but here comes a drought, and he played
There
it
it is.
safe.
Boom, Tetris for Myles. But yeah, Myles focused on survival, made a lot of really smart clears to be able to get this far.
But we're at level 37. There is not a lot of room left
Myles
here.
needs Meme to top out now, and then to somehow get all Tetrises remaining. But with the well covered,
Yeah,
that might
that's gonna
seal
be-
the deal.
Right. And
Tough to even
especially
survive
with
that.
another Tetris
And Meme
by
is
Meme.
clean. Ready to Tetris. Boom! A final Tetris for Meme going into 39. What a performance.
Woo!
And just like that, all of our matches are now tied. 1-1. Here we go in
3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Tetris.
So now it's kind of like a soft reset. All players, there is no distinct advantage.
Yep.
Each person has 1 game, 1 apiece.
The best of 5s have become best of 3s.
Yep. But this is what we want to see. We want to see this close level, high level play. We want to see just as much Tetris as we can get.
More Tetris than we can handle, and then some. Well said.
Yeah, and again, Myles there, originally had that well open, blocked it to just be safe, and then that's when the iBar showed up. So,
When I was commentating earlier with Burb, we were talking about, looking at people's stacks and seeing like a Tetris time stack or something. Seeing Tristop stacks like composed of long bars thrown over to the left.
I mean, in speed 18, you can definitely get, with rolling, get the line bar all the way to the side, and so that way you can just kind of dump them over there if there's not a good place to put them.
Yeah.
And again, it's because the pieces, favor the right. And that...
me setting up that roof burn there very nicely.
All right, but, okay, not chasing it. Oh, perfect timing for Meme. Boom, Tetris for Meme.
And a Tetris for Myles as well. 163 for Tristop up top, 182 for iBall. Down at the bottom, 167 for Myles. And Meme Tetris ready at 128.
It's really interesting because I feel like most of Meme's games have started, kind of coming from behind with the lower Tetris rate.
Yeah. Was able to really turn on the aggression post 29 speed.
So that just might be one of her strengths and one of her strategies is, just stay around 50-60% during the 18 phase and then just start turning it on during, 19 and especially after the 29 speed. Once the thrill screen and then the true kill screen.
Yeah, and we haven't
up.
seen too many games played to super kill screen. We just finally saw one there from Meme.
Uh-oh.
A little bit of unfortunate piece sequences over here for iBall.
Yeah.
And is actually very easily piece dependent, but finds a way to adapt.
Yeah.
But
Okay, nice. Yeah, it doesn't want to drop that in there because it would have been a wash, basically. You wouldn't have gotten any advantage in that situation. And wow, look at that S burst. Oh man, how many S pieces? Yeah, he finally had to drop one in there. Didn't want to risk it any further. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's almost like the game.
Accidental little extra tap that he didn't want, so now he's going to have to get an eyepiece all the way over there. Obviously, at level 18, not going to be difficult. So this is not about Oring. This is not about. This is not about. Now I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
it is not about. It's not about trying to make sure you survive. It's about being how efficient you can survive.
Yeah.
Because iBall actually had the lead in terms of like efficiency. If you were looking at the Tetris rate, it was at 90, but then that dig dropped it all the way down to 60.
Big dig will do that to you.
Oh, nice. Okay. I like that adjustment there from iBall. Again, just, as a Tetris player, when you watch people do these cool solves, you're just like, ooh. Interesting choice right there by Myles. It's going to work out for him, of course. But Meme right now set up for another Tetris. And yeah, like I said, she started off a little bit. Of course, it was early on, so it's easier to shift your Tetris rate to a much better rate earlier on. And you can see she's already back up to 75%, actually above where Myles is, because Myles had that little uncomfortable burn at that one point. Meme dropping that O piece.
iBall's getting up uncomfortably high. Would like to see that I piece sooner than later. And I guess sooner it is. There it is. Tetris for iBall. bringing it into a much more comfortable position.
Looking for the L piece right now, be able to burn on there to try to get access to that little gap right there. Oh, actually placed the T flat. I was surprised he did that.
Cleans it up real fast. Boom Tetris for iBall and Boom Tetris for Tristop.
All these scores are so close with each other. 512, 511, 507. iBall at 458, having to kind of adjust to some unfavorable pieces.
Yeah, can you imagine if they were actually all playing against each other at the same time? This match would be neck and neck and neck and neck.
That's right.
But we are going to be hitting the transition in one line for Tristop, does so with a Tetris.
Yep.
Meme gets the perfect L piece and is going to transition with a Tetris as well.
And everybody with around 70% Tetris rate here. And
so far, everything is mostly okay with iBall and the players up top. Down at the bottom, Meme is fine. Myles having to do some down stacking though, and actually could set up for a dirty Tetris.
Yeah,
and if the long,
misdrop,
but able to open up the well. And I like the setup that Myles is trying to go for here.
Yeah.
But the pieces aren't entirely favorable. So another Tetris, and now he's gonna have to decide what to do next.
Look, I mean, if you were in that situation, it's still great to have it so that the bottom was actually 4 complete lines to get you that Tetris there while cleaning. Oh, that was nice. Now he just needs something with a flat bottom, but it's just not. Yeah, he's just getting nothing but S's and T's and Z's.
really close game up on top, just the whole way neck and neck.
All right.
Basically just trading Tetrises back and forth whenever the long bar comes.
Yeah, I mean, iBall and Tristop right now are just equal paced right now. Both of them at 67%. Both of them at 173 lines. Only obviously a less than a Tetris separating them.
Yeah, no, it's been really competitive.
Yeah, due to obviously the score differential comes from scoring the non-Tetrises being more triples or doubles, etc., etc.
Myles unable to use that long bar for a Tetris. Can use that next one, and now all of our games we have deficits of just of less than a Tetris. So
as you said, neck and neck and neck and neck.
Yep.
It's close all around. Myles still having to do a little bit of burning, but I think that's one of the things that, as a player, you kind of hope that when you're doing burning that you secretly are running into a drought if your board can handle it, because that means your opponent is not capitalizing off of you burning. So sometimes a drought can be a good thing in depending on how your board is and in the context of a match.
Yeah, unfortunately. Right. Oh, actually, dude, that piece sequence for Myles was fantastic. Perfect for exactly the burn that he wants. And interestingly enough, having a completely flat landscape at the top a lot of times isn't necessarily optimal.
I would say like Myles and Meme.
Hold on, iBall with a delay burn kind of complicated the board, and now having a down stack, and we are closing in on level 19 or level 29 transition.
Get that board under control now.
I saw that smile on his face. You can tell what that smile is. It was basically like, oh boy.
Nice, good burns over here from iBall. We do have the maximum Tristop who's taking the lead. iBall, great burns over here. Only 6 lines left till the level 29 transition. The board just has to be in a manageable spot.
I love the way that iBall's always like talking out loud,
Waiting for the right pieces, and that S piece was really bad, but able to get pieces over there to the right. Needs an I piece there in the center, but can't find it. iBall tops out at 1,029,000. Tristop is good for game number 3.
Yeah, I saw that coming too. It's just like you do not want your board in that state when 29's coming, because there's nowhere for your pieces to go.
Speaking about nowhere for pieces to go, Myles looking to bring the stack down. Another misdrop, and that left side is looking mighty dangerous, but nothing can fit over there.
Able to get the line clear, and Myles is going to top out there too. So same situation on both. Meme takes this round.
Yeah, and again, there was one piece that iBall dropped, and he just started shaking his head because he saw that there was a better place to put it, and that kind of frustration definitely kind of eats at you sometimes, and that's where there is a lot of that frustration. In fact, that's what happened to Magnus Carlsen in that match, that famous viral video that he was well in the lead, made one bad move and he lost, and that's why he got so emotional there.
So let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in
3, 2, 1, Tetris! And of course, a Tristop and a Meme right now with the comfort of being up 2-1, but remember,
look at Tristop. Look at where look at all these eyepieces.
Oh yeah, you're
it's
right.
the Tristop long bar disposal service.
Makes me think back to a line that you said back in 2018, James Chen, when you talked about Joseph and how he would always throw eyepieces over as like they were a hold chamber when he couldn't use them.
Right, yeah.
So that kind of makes me think way back that when that line is kind of like burned into my mind.
I knew what year that was.
Well, of course, that was the match that got me into Tetris.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. But I mean, again, these 2-1 lead right now, they can't feel comfortable with that. In fact, the reason why Meme's previous match against Guafi was actually so, intense, because she had a big lead, and then Guafi actually got it all the way to the decider, and she had to have that crazy chase down to be in this position right now to try and eliminate Myles.
Of course, Myles also familiar being in the position where he is down a game. He did advance to this top 8 by reverse sweeping Cole. So it's not like it's unfamiliar territory, and he knows what he needs to do. He's got to lock in and take it one game at a time.
Both players here very, very familiar with what could happen.
And also having to endure that, it makes it mean that much more to keep surviving.
Man, when you have one of those deep 2 wide wells and you get back-to-back J's or back-to-back L's, it's like the greatest feeling.
It's not probably a great feeling was those misdrops for Tristop, having to do a couple of burns, and he's looking for a specific set of pieces to be at peak efficiency. An eyepiece would be great because that just translates to a 1 burn line, but he's going to go ahead and be fine with it too.
Yeah, that works great. And boom, Tetris for Tristop.
Clean boards for everyone now?
Yeah, sort of right now. Actually, no, Myles, wow, he solved that really well. It didn't look very clean, but as soon as he had planned ahead, he knew exactly where we wanted to put those pieces, and it just went from looking messy to instantly becoming very pleasing even to the OCD eye.
239 for Tristop, 279 for iBall.
Just the unfortunate O pieces right there for Meme. Did you just yell for time?
I think iBall is interacting with his fan base.
We love to see it. And currently, iBall is in the lead at 347 by 62,000 points. Tristop at 286. Down at the bottom, Myles is in the lead at 332. Meme is at 292. Just kind of had just these small slowdowns. But when we see how close these games have been, even those small slowdowns generate some massive leads.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, I feel like at least on the bottom match over there, all 4 games have started with Meme in the rear, coming up from the rear. And honestly, she's up 2-0, so obviously I'm 2-1.
That strategy has been paying off.
Yeah, so it hasn't been hurting her badly at all. Yeah, so again, consistency, survival, patience is working for her very, very well.
Another drought up top, and if the eyepiece does come, that's a split triple. So iBall will have to just wait on the next one. There it is, Tetris for iBall. And another one to quickly follow.
Yeah.
And Tristop just having to throw those pieces over to the left. Wasn't Tetris ready for them?
It's been like that all game. That's why the Eternal just killer of long bars on the left side.
iBall still hasn't been able to cover up that, column 9 to be able to get Tetris ready. And so, couldn't get a Tetris from that eyepiece. Now he's got to do some cleaning
Building
there.
up high,
Yeah.
Trying to be efficient, but gets that long bar. Boom, Tetris for iBall, and boom, Tetris for Tristop. 420 to 518 now. iBall with a lead.
Yeah, iBall with an 84% Tetris rate.
Now we have a 380-point deficit down there at the bottom for a second. So incredibly close, 481 to 480. So close games down at the bottom, and iBall with the advantage up top.
It's really interesting. I'm not sure if the people at home can hear it, but like we're picking up one person's controllers and we can hear the taps, and it's
Yeah, I think it could just be a commentator thing because so there is player mics,
right,
and we get to hear that. And
I was just saying it's very ASMR. You know? I kind of like it.
That could be a good side hustle for some.
Oh, it's funny you should say that. Myles has actually uploaded a YouTube video on his channel where it was like 3 hours of just rolling ASMR.
There you go.
I'm here for it. So.
But we have reached transitions
that was
up
so
top.
nice. Oh God, that burn from Myles was just, chef's kiss. Oh my goodness.
iBall well covered. Oh, aggressive placement over there.
Yeah.
But iBall's going to be able to knock down Tetris, bring it down. Massive long bar dependency. But the most important thing is that iBall is alive for an opportunity to bring us to a decider as we reach transitions down at the bottom. 645 for Myles, 666 for Meme.
This is where iBall wants to be to stay in this. Nice spin.
And
Tristop with several
misdrop.
misdrops. Hold on, this can be downstacked. We've seen crazier survivals, but that
is-
iBall was actually the worst timing.
yeah.
And now we have a decider up top.
Yeah, Tristop characteristically spiraling out of control.
That is one of the rare moments where the eyepiece is the one piece you do not want.
Yep.
The higher your stack is, a lot of times the eyepiece is the worst thing that you can get.
And that entire game, Tristop seemed to be plagued by the long bar when he didn't want it.
This is really tough because had Tristop got any other piece, maybe he would be able to work with it. But with the way that his board was, the eyepiece couldn't have gone flat or else it would have created another hole. And standing it up would have been just incredibly risky because he was already like, what, 6 or 15 rows high?
Yeah,
And
that
look
was...
at this Meme with a very uncomfortable stack right there. Had a couple of valleys there, and we're going to start the game up on the top. So let's do this in 3, 2, 1.
Tetris. Tris. Stop.
Yeah, Meme has a dirty Tetris set up for herself right there. There's the long bar right there. Gonna get it. Now looking for another one. Has a second one set up. Actually, not
look
anymore.
At these placements by Meme. I like the attempts to try and keep the well open.
Yeah.
And now going for a dirty Tetris.
Ooh, look at that. That was such a
brilliant.
beautiful transition from having the column 8 Tetris to all the way to the column 10.
Yeah, and then just capitalizing on it.
And waiting for the T piece to make that burn even cleaner. Oh, what a well played cleanup right there from Meme.
But just because of those small burns, Myles has actually closed the gap, and now we're separated by under a Tetris. So as we barrel towards 29, the question is this the last game for this match? Can Myles bring us to a game 4, or is Meme gonna punch her ticket into the semifinals? We do already have the max for Meme. Myles is a couple thousand points away.
Gotta go left well with that. Boom, Tetris for Myles with the max out. And level 29 is incoming. Meme with a Tetris into 28. And Myles doing the same. 2 Tetrises behind.
Look at this drought up top. Okay, there we go. Okay, both of them finally ending that drought at the exact same time.
One more. Oh, a bit of a misdrop over there for Myles. All right, there it is. 29 for Meme and 29 for Myles. Myles needed to get this board under control. Nice. Hits the 5 tap. Very crucial. And these pieces, they're just not.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Actually, that time the pieces were bad, but then sometimes they just come out exactly what you need. But again, you're kind of in control of that fate too, because you have to build your board smart to accommodate as many different pieces as you can, get.
Another Tetris for Meme. Myles now down by 171,000, and both players are close to each other in line counts. So this is a true lead.
Yeah, Myles was trying to keep the board clean and then had to do some burns. Wasn't able to get Tetris ready, but is now. And boom, Tetris for Myles. Still 3.5 Tetrises behind, but is set up for another.
Wait, Myles is in trouble, and it's top out.
And that's actually going to end it on the bottom over there. That means Meme is going to advance forward. And Myles has been eliminated. But again, such a close match, even at 3-1.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean, it all happened within like a couple of seconds.
Yep.
Everything looked clean, and then it was just misdrop, top out.
How did you feel about that one, Sharky?
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because Myles was waiting for the long bar. It didn't come, and it looked like he was going to chuck something over to the left, and then the long bar came, but then it just dropped in the middle, and then it was over.
Wow.
Myles, once again, another top 8 finish, and Meme making it to the top 4 for the first time ever.
Right, but, you know, so as not to disturb the players who are still playing quietly, round of applause for Myles here. Great job. Well played, well played. Always consistent here at CTWC.
But yeah, this match here, still a decider. Who will advance? Will it be the legend killer, Tristop, or iBall? Now, you know, with the contingent of speedrunner fans here.
Oof. But wow, the RNG right there for iBall was just not good.
And just to be clear, both players are getting the same RNG. It's just RNG might favor a player's board more than the others.
Yeah, so part of it is finessing your board to accommodate all possibilities. That's a skill in itself.
Oh, again, when you get the back-to-back L's or back-to-back J's, it feels great to fill up those two-wide columns, those two-wide gaps. And again, boom, simul Tetris for Tristop and iBall.
Yep, and we are neck and neck.
Our final match of top 8. Ooh.
Wow, you hear him said get really loud on 29, boys.
Is that a strat?
I suppose so.
Bring your buddies to CTWC and have them get loud when you hit 29.
I mean, definitely we've seen how loud it gets when it gets close.
Yeah.
Just hearing how loud it was in the finals last year during that insane match, you know, every single Tetris.
Get the speed up music here during transition.
Tristop, Tetris ready. iBall currently in the lead by just under half a Tetris. Is continuing to put on the pressure. And once again, is when we get to these 1v1 screens, when we're in these deciders, you could just feel as every level passes, the tension continues to build. It crescendos.
And I wonder if that's been affecting Tristop a bit, because we haven't seen one of those games where he's just putting up 1.6, 1.7. We're due for another performance like that, so.
But again, look at the concentration on Tristop's face right now.
Still holding out for an ideal piece. There it is. That's going to open up the well. And now Tetris ready. Both players just been really really efficient here on the post transition, dealing with their own respective issues in rather efficient manners.
Yeah.
And I will say that neither player has been playing particularly aggressive, right? You know, we talked about how it almost feels like you have to, but again, when you have a decider game like this and you feel like any small mistake is the end of it, it's scary to try to play that aggressive.
And that piece not making it all the way over to the left. iBall having to go for a double. Might be running out of burn soon if this long bar doesn't come. Nice. Knocks down a Tetris. Now has to deal with that left side.
Yeah. Nice thing about it right now is he still does have a little over a 1 Tetris lead right now.
It's shrunken now. They are neck and neck.
But
this takes us all the way back to Montreal last year. Tristop versus iBall went to a decider then. That game ended quite a bit earlier than this one. So iBall wants that revenge. He wants that redemption. And currently is in the lead by still that same, like, just half a Tetris moniker.
Here we go, boom, Tetris, again, simul Tetris on the exact same piece between both players. So Flatworm did not tuck that in there. He's gonna tuck the S piece in there, gets the timing.
The Tetris for iBall. Last-second adjustments, making them to decide whether or not to burn. Now there's a JP's dependency for iBall. The drought counter starts ticking again, waiting for the long bar. Long bar doesn't come, decides to use the L piece. Long bar makes its way all the way over to the left, keeping the well open, and Tetris is scored for iBall.
Tetris for Tristop.
Yeah, so both of them now with a much more, a nice micro adjustment at the last second.
And another one, and another Tetris for iBall.
Wow.
What a way to turn something that was super tense into the momentum to propel you forward past that max.
Yeah, both players max now, but level 29's incoming. Will they maintain their aggression? Who will come out of this?
There
Nice
is another
burn
Tetris for iBall.
Tetris, just in time.
Wow, O's aplenty there.
Got that nightmare randomization right there.
And Tristop knew exactly what to do with them.
Same thing he's been doing with the long bars all game long. There it is, a Tetris for iBall, 1.1 million into 29. Tetris for Tristop, 1.09 going into 29.
Here we go.
This is it. Tristop set up for a column 9.
Wow.
Has to take the triple.
Yeah, just not going to go for it. It's too risky at this point. Survival is more important, like I said.
Now iBall's setting up for the column 9, knocks it down.
Knowing that this is a decider game, it's easy to give up the ship a lot of the times on these super risky plays.
Tristop having to bring the board back down under control.
So nice.
These S's are going to kind of help him out a little bit. Does get that eyepiece over to the right. Still trying to get access to this hole in column 6. Another Tetris for iBall. Tristop almost back into scoring position. Waiting for an L or a J. 3 O's in a row. There's another O. Both players having to deal with this rough piece sequence. Tristop is now getting up higher and higher. And that hang, is that fatal? It is.
iBall being ahead eliminates Tristop. The legend killer's been slayed.
iBall continuing forward, continuing to keep the streak alive for our last international competitor here, waving the Canadian flag. Woo!
Wow. It was tense all the way through, and to think that there was plenty of moments right even before 29 where iBall had to play up so high, had to be so precise, and it all paid off in the end. We now have a new semi-finalist here in CTWC.
Wow.
I am here with one of our top 8 finalists. It is Myles. Myles, welcome back to top 8, buddy. Tell us, how much more difficult was it to get to this top 8 than last year?
Well, I mean, as you can see, the matches have been kind of crazy this year. Every match, it's not free. Every game, it's a fight, and you really just have to lock in on these high-stakes matches.
And you certainly did lock in. You're coming through, and you end up getting the reverse sweep back off of Cole to get into this top 8. Then you run into the buzzsaw Meme looking really sharp today. Why don't you give us a little bit of a synopsis of Meme's gameplay?
Yeah, I mean, Meme is such a good competitor. Those games were actually insane. That first game especially, it was back and forth, Tetris and back and forth, and that was a really awesome game, and I think that set the tone for how the match went, and I'm really happy about how I played this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think you should be happy. It was a really great performance. Was there anything different this year that you did prior to coming to CTWC? I know maybe you're taking a little bit longer of a break here and there, not streaming too much as you were. Any other changes that might have get you to that point?
Yeah, I mean, I was mostly just focusing on my 29 play because that's obviously the biggest thing nowadays. I was also kind of practicing with other top players. We would do some practice games back and forth with each other, kind of like imagining scenarios of ourselves being up here. And also, sometimes yelling to practice for distractions, of course, if that occurs. So you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely, that's the place to be. CTWC, you never know what's going to happen. There's your tagline next year, Vince. Myles, give your final shout-outs before we head off.
Yeah, shout out to all my family. They're all watching at home. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to all you in the crowd, everybody at work that might have found out about this. What's up, guys? But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Myles, top 8 finalist for CTWC 2025. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you. And now we're going to bring up our other top 8 finalists, player that made it to top 4 last year and may have caused a little stir for a film that was filmed last year. And I got Tristop to come on up. Tristop, welcome back here. You know, kind of was talking about Myles, how difficult this road has been to CTWC and the tournament itself this year. Why don't you kind of, again, your thoughts on the difference between last year and this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think last year we thought we can get like scores like really high, and then this year we're like actually getting
Okay.
it. Like in the Opak Scooty match, I think like those scores were kind of expected of last year, and this year it's happening now.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, the year change over. You've been coming in, people were starting to fear you, right? But then obviously you come in, iBall. Wow, what a performance by him. A little bit of a rematch from Montreal last year. So why don't you talk us through that one?
Yeah, so I think iBall just psyched me out. It's really my fault. Against Dog, I was pretty calm and collected. But against iBall, we were like really even the whole way. And normally like I'm going into kill screen thinking, okay, I should get a certain score, but like this time I was thinking about iBall's game and like it really just psyched me out. So yeah, he won the mental battle and it really showed.
Now, much like Myles, you also took a break too. Obviously, school has come first, and you kind of finished up your first year of college. Do you suggest like these long breaks have helped your game, or is it something that you're like, no, I need to set a time and schedule and when I got to get back into grinding for World Championship?
I think the breaks actually helped me a lot. I seem to do better after every break. Like this semester, I took like a 5-month break just for school, and then I come back and I'm already in like tip-top shape. I think I'm pretty lucky that I don't really have to like de-rust that much. So I suggest anyone who's like kind of in a little spot or like a little busy, just take a break and come back and you're going to do wonders.
Well, certainly you are wonderful here too. Final top 8 member. This is Tristop, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Good job, buddy. James, Chris, Sharky, we're going to throw it back to you.
Hello everyone, it's your favorite underwater host Sharky here. I want to say hope you enjoyed the matches. Now we're not going to spend too long on talking about the lore drop, just going to kind of set the stage for the next couple of matches for you. We already talked about Alex T versus Blue Scooty, as I mentioned in the previous lore drop. Alex T currently undefeated, Blue Scooty riding on some extremely high momentum. That match is coming up next, and being the one that helped commentate it and was there, I strongly recommend watching that match. And I also recommend watching the other match that follows, Meme versus iBall. Now, Myles versus Meme, it was a very close couple of games, but eventually Meme did overpower Myles, and Myles ends up placing top 8 again for the second year in a row, and Meme has made it to top 4. First time in her career. Her previous highest placement was all the way back in 2021, placing top 16. Meme's going to be playing up against iBall, who iBall managed to place top 16 back in 2023, and most importantly, iBall able to kind of get revenge up against Tristop. I did mention in the last lore drop that Tristop and iBall met each other at the Montreal finals, and where it went to a game 5, and iBall unfortunately lost with an early top out in level 18. So come to, CTWC, the biggest stage that we have, iBall and Tristop go to another game 5, but this time iBall was able to walk away with the win and is now the highest placing Canadian ever and is the only international representative in top 4. So stage has been set. Alex T currently undefeated or hasn't dropped a single game in this entire tournament. Going to be going up against Blue Scooty, arguably one of his not arguably, the toughest opponent that he has to face on his path to the finals. And Meme and iBall, both of these players are going to face up against each other, and that means that we are guaranteed to see a new finalist. I mean, we were kind of guaranteed to see a new finalist after Dog got knocked out by Tristop, but now, just to set the stage, we are guaranteed to see a new finalist. The question is it going to be an American finalist in Meme, or is it going to be a Canadian finalist in iBall? Guess we'll have to watch or wait and see. So that's going to do it for today's lore drop. Once again, leave a like if you liked it, comment down what was your favorite moment, and of course subscribe for more content just like this. I'm your favorite underwater host Sharky, and I'll see you in the next match here in CTWC 2025.